Well, about a month ago I gave you an update on how my garlic was growing, and it's the 30th of June right now, and I pulled one up, and this is what I got. If you'll look at this, you can see that it's quite well developed, and the rest of, this has gone brown, and so these are ready to harvest. And I thought I'd come out here and kind of show you what happens. Now, these were planted, as you remember, back in February the 1st or thereabouts. So February, March, April, May, June. So this is 5 months these have been in the ground, and I did plant them when it was still really cold out here. So let me bring out the rest of these and see what we have. Let's see, here we go. Pull this one out. You don't want to just jerk these out by the stem because that's not good. You'll pull the stem off is all you'll matter. That's all you'll succeed in doing. But look at this one here. Let me get the dirt off. But there's another one. Now look at that. That's pretty good size. Let's pull this one out right here. Oops, I did pull the stem off of that one. Let's grab it. Here it is. Okay. Now that one's not nearly as big. Well, it's kind of, fairly good size, but that's a good size for harvesting. So let's get another one. Yeah, this one looks pretty small from the top, but see, when you pull it up, it's not that small. It's pretty good size. I'll bet some of you were worried that I was going to pull them all up in real time and make you watch the whole thing. Okay, here they are. Now I've spread these out so you can kind of see them. But here's the harvest. Now see, some of them are quite large, and a couple of them are actually quite small. And I don't know how that happened. I wonder if that's something that just kind of sprouted off the side, sort of like a strawberry and a runner. So here's another one that's quite small, but it's a very good harvest. And most of these are fairly good sized. Some of them are quite large, and some of them are not so large. But you can see it's just this little grow pan or cement. They're what they are. They're a cement mixing tub that you can buy at the hardware store. And I guess it's like 2 feet by 3 feet, something like that. That's all it is. It's maybe 10 inches deep, and you get this kind of a harvest. So it didn't take a lot of space, and we had quite a harvest. And this was off of grocery store garlic in a bag. If you remember, I separated them and planted the little cloves in here. Now if you want to see that video, I'll put a link down below to show you how we started this. But this is the result, and it's a pretty good harvest. And remember, all we've got to do is save one of these and plant it again next year, or plant it again probably in, I don't know, in a few months, and we'll probably get another harvest like this. Now most people, what they do is they'll plant them in the fall and then let them overwinter, and then in the springtime, just before summer, that's when they harvest them. But anyway, I got a pretty good haul, and I think this is great, and I need this for something else. I think I'll plant green beans in here and have a harvest of those. Okay, there they are. One last look. I set them out here on one of my floating rafts, and we'll let them dry and cure here for about a week. They're not in the water, as you might see. The idea is to let them kind of dry out. They're in the sun. There is air circulating around here, so in about a week or 2 weeks, these ought to be ready to bring in the house. Now let's not leave these out. If you remember, when I planted those garlic bulbs, some of them I thought, let's put them in the aquaponics environment and see what they do. And here they are. The hornets are very busy pollinating these. But let's find one that is not being occupied at the moment. Here we go. Here's one right here. Let's pull this one out over here. Okay, now that's got a seed head on it. Got a bunch of snails too, so let's pull this one out. There we go. Okay, so there we go. See the size of that thing? Now there is something interesting in here. It looks like there is something else growing in here, meaning another garlic plant. But let's get this out, see what we have. Okay. Wow. Now this is interesting. As you can see here, we have a fairly good-sized garlic bulb on the bottom. It's not really big, but it's, it's big enough. And then we've got all these little garlic bulbs that are kind of sprouting all over the bottom of it. So there's these. So here's what's left. Now, so I think you can conclude from that, the bulb that we got is not that big. And so maybe that has to do with the aquaponic environment. Maybe that encourages them to go to seed right away, something like that. But this is what happened here in the aquaponic environment. So what I'm going to do, and we'll compost this, what I'm going to do is we'll save this one, let this one go fully to seed, and let the hornets continue to do their pollination exercise. And then we'll save the seeds. Maybe I'll grow some garlic from seed next year. And from seed, these ought to be acclimated, or better acclimated anyway, to maybe grow in an aquaponics environment. We'll find out.